Welcome to the channel, viewers. Reverend Dr. J.W. Morrison, theologist. So, let's talk a little bit about the sinful nature person, the person that's not able to hold sufficiency or come into a place where they know they're benefiting their relationship, and work out what might be going through the mind of that person. Of course, at breakup, whether they've caused a reverse discard, where you've had to say, look, I just can't do this anymore, or they've discarded you, or it both ends up in the same place. There is going to be an element of relief for that person, because obviously with the unresolved and the stuff going on behind the scenes that you weren't aware of, if the person that's causing the trouble has convinced the person that you're with that you are the trouble, there's going to be an element of relief for the person that you're with at breakup, because the problem's out of the way. And that's going to bring an element of relief with it. And so it's not going to be for a considerable amount of time that they're going to be able to come out of the fog of all the trouble that was caused in the relationship, usually and hopefully by them and not you, for them to realize possibly what they've lost. Another way they can realize is the next person that they get mixed up with just turns out to be a mess, and this causes them to have a realization that their negligence didn't pay off, and the consequences of that didn't wash off. Because the next person could end up being an even worse disaster for them. A lot of these people have been in relationships before you've come along, and they know better. They know what they've done. They know where they haven't performed. They know where they haven't invested, and they know that you have a right to be upset with that. They know. But because of their nature, their sinful nature, and the grip that has on them, another way they call it today usually is narcissism, but it's your sinful nature that's working against you, because it convinces you that what is bad for you is good when it's not. It's not good for you. The decisions that your sinful nature make you make, and they're describing the sinful nature, the carnal nature, as narcissism in a lot of cases today. Those decisions are never going to be right. And some people never come out of the hold and the influence and the temptations and the lures and the decision making that the carnal nature brings on people. A lot of them never come out of that grip, and so they just go through life continually making wrong mistakes and never want to find a way of coming out of that. They just get stuck in it. Wait. And so they just get stuck in it. And that leaves them in a position where time runs out. Time seems to run out on these people quicker than they realise. And before they know it, it's one mistake after the other until they're on their own. They haven't learnt. They've had the opportunities to learn. They've had all the situations that have worked against them where they could learn, and they simply chose to be ignorant. See, a lot of these people will wash the answers to their problem away by way of religion. Enmeshment's a good one. They just keep justifying themselves through family members that'll play along with them. There's, of course, alcohol and substance abuse and these other mind-altering, irresponsible and unaccountable behaviours, and they end up lost. That fish will jump again. 9 times out of 10 they jump twice. Where is he? No second jump that time. And they miss their opportunities to grow. It's by choice. It's not by accident. It's a conscious choice. When these people go into habits and behaviours that they know aren't good for them, they know aren't right for them, and are working contrary to their intimate relationships, they know. They're not stupid. You're not the first rodeo. And they'll have an attitude of, well, I'm the prize. You miss out. But what they don't understand is, in my case, I've been around women since primary school, all of my life, non-stop. And you meet these people and they're just not performing, and you can see they're running on their physical attributes or what's left of their charisma. I'm talking about 40, 50, 35, 40, 50, 60-year-old women. And they're trying to run on what's left of their charisma and physical attributes. They got no comprehension that when you get to, even back in my 20s, I was looking for character. And these people can start with character and finish in all sorts of disastrous ways that are just not what that person was at the start. And this is where it becomes confusing, and this is where people get into trauma and all this other stuff. Because they're faced with an identity that wasn't there to start with. That person was not that identity at the start. What? Hank! He's a stubborn dog, he's a terrible... When he plays up this dog, it's disgraceful. But it wasn't the person that you met at the start. It's like this dog. Sometimes you just have to do one whistle and it'll come running back. Other times you've got to chase it with a net and catch it like a bird. But you can't do that with humans, and why should you have to? If somebody wants to be with you, you will. What I find is a lot of these people, in their mess, they'll keep turning up. And they know that your patience and your tolerance is wearing out. Come on, mate. And then they'll do something just to finish it off. They'll do something to finish the situation off. But they know. It's not that they didn't know. They knew all along that they weren't doing the right thing, that they were pushing the boundaries, and that's where they get supply. Out of the deceitfulness, out of the letdown, out of you being concerned, they know they're running on your tolerance. That's how they get supply. That's all part of the twisted way in which they get supply. Your worry, you having to confront them, chastise them, try and discipline them. I'm talking about adult women, 30, 40, 50, 60-year-old. And they think, they get this perception of themselves that they're, still a princess and all this other stuff, and they're not performing, and you're thinking, you are absolutely self-unaware. You're not aware of yourself whatsoever. And you've got all their troubles, and I never understood, and I never found it to be appealing to say that people they come with baggage. I'd rather say they come with problems, and I've seen some terrible problems surface after the relationship started. Terrible problems. Problems that I would never have comprehended. And knowing what I know now, you just leave. You just say, look, this ain't working out. Thanks for the time we had together. Think you're a great person. And, somebody else will be more suited to you. What else can you say? That's the truth. It hasn't worked out. The way in which this is formed, the way this relationship is formed, is not what I am looking for. It's not what I want. I don't want sons in the background causing trouble. I don't want children in the background being hostile towards me without you trying to fix it. I mean, if you've presented yourself in a way in which you're got every right to say to that person, we've been together long enough and you've seen my attributes of give, take, care and share, reliability and all that, and they're doing nothing, they're just using you as supply. That's all you are, is a form of psychological supply for that person. They're really not into you. They just know that you're a person that performs and is going to provide them with what they're looking for. Status, sex. Hasn't been money. Well, I did lose a lot of money in the second marriage, but that wasn't money. And once they go overt, well, you go, okay, then, well, come on, Hank. Hank. Dog's gone stupid. Come on, mate, quick. Hank. Hank. Here. Quick. Here, Hank.
Sorry, he's got 5 other cats that he plays with.
Is he alright?
He doesn't see dogs quite often, this lad.
Alright, I didn't want him to be a pain in the ass.
Oh, he's fine.
Yeah.
Poor lad hangs around with 5 cats and never sees another dog.
Nice dog.
Oh, yeah. My baby,
That's it, mate. Yeah, and, they just think that they're God's gift, and they're not. Stay on point, do the right thing. If people are crashing down around you, let them crash. They'll move on. They'll go back to what they're used to.